Hi, and welcome to Success on Passport. Today I have the beautiful Angela Galvin, all the way from Brisbane, Australia. So Angela works, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about it. But Angela's been in real estate for how many years?
11.
11 years. This lady has a wealth of knowledge beyond the years. Her management skills and that are far superior. Her technology skills, she's always just about one step in front of everybody, but is always willing to share. So, Angela, tell us what your role is at the moment.
Okay, so at the moment I work in a team with a great agent called Brett Crompton. Brett's the lead agent, so I'm essentially a PA, but I do a little bit more than that because I also...
in New Zealand means paperwork and that's it, but I know you do a lot more than that.
Yeah, so Brett calls me his sales manager because I list and sell myself, so I do appraisals and I list and sell and all the rest of it, but it's all under the Brett Crompton team name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that for?
4 years.
Yeah.
Which has gone really quickly.
Really well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we've increased Brett's sales per year and things like that as well. So just having two of us and having two experienced agents really makes a big difference. So it's been really good.
So how would you say that the way you guys are working, because it's quite unique, a lot of people don't work quite like that. So how would you say that it's different? Like if we were to let other people know that this is maybe a better way of working, what's different than how you've worked in the past?
I don't have an ego, so I don't need to have my name on awards. I don't care if people know how much I sell a year. It doesn't worry me. So everything goes in Brett's name. Brett is the boss. It is his stuff. I work for him. But I get to be an agent and work for him. So it's really cool. I just
absolutely everything as an agent, but
absolutely everything.
Work together with your open homes and those sort of things and listings. Yep.
We don't do open homes together because that's a waste of resources. That's you know, but yes, we would do in normal times, you know, let's return to normal times. In normal times, we've done up to 14 open homes and inspections on a Saturday.
Yeah. So in Australia, I noticed you guys were doing them on a Saturday.
Saturday's our game day here, which is a bit sad for us. I kind of like the New Zealand thing because if we were in New Zealand, I'd get to see my boys play rugby every Saturday when they're at school. But, so we miss out on school sport on Saturday here.
Yeah, no, we mainly do Sundays. And again, because of that reason, there's lots of sports often happening, summer, winter and that. Saturday, and sometimes we do Saturdays as well, but it just depends on what sort of tell us, like I know you're in a I'm not going to say country area, but I believe it is, but you're in what is sort of the price ranges roughly, or the medians are there?
So our average sale price is this week $965,000.
Oh, is that all?
So we have we're 30 minutes from the CBD drive time. We're 10 minutes from the local train station, which you can commute into the CBD. But most of the properties here, except for the ones in the village, which are on, New Zealanders call them sections, so sections between 400 and 800 square metres, they're in the village. But the rest of the properties are 6,000 to 100 acres. Yeah. So lifestyle residential sort of things.
Yeah. Now, I've known you for a wee while, and I just remember one of the presents you've given to some of the lifestyle people, and just wanting to know if you can share. Like people talk about settlement presents and things like that, and I was talking with Angela about it, you know, what I do and stuff, and then she told me, take it away.
So when people buy land, it's really difficult when they buy land. You can give them a bottle of champagne or a nice basket and all that sort of stuff, but we tend to give them fruit trees because they like to be able to plant something on their block. So if they're not into food gardens and they don't want to plant fruit trees, then we'll give them a voucher for a local nursery where they can actually go and get some native species for the area. We also do chicken.
There's the one I was meaning.
Lots of people like chicken. So we also do vouchers for, there's a lovely lady out here who does heritage breed chickens, and sorry, that's my dog in the background.
Oh, that's right. That's mine.
So she does heritage breed chickens. So we will often give people a gift voucher for, 3 or 4 chickens, so they can have those.
Being a city girl, when you told me that, I was really, But maybe if I did sell a lifestyle property or something like that, which I do, no, I still don't think I'd give chickens, sorry.
I didn't see many chickens when we were there, so
No,
I don't know.
it's not. Mind you, I've got a house.
Not where you live, certainly, but, even further out.
I've got one in the city there that I was selling, and I didn't realise they had chickens down the side until the open home.
There you go. Yeah, we often chase chickens out of houses at open homes.
Oh, as long as you're not chasing the buyers out, that's the main thing.
No, not at all.
So, Angela, being in real estate 11 years, if you were starting out again, knowing what you know now, what is something that you could tell the viewers that you may do differently or would implement?
I was never taught how to use our CRM system that we had at the agency that we started working at. I was never taught how to use that properly. I was very self-taught. I'm now with Ray White. We have an excellent CRM system in my desktop, and I would encourage people, just get all over it. Just put everyone in there, all your family, all your friends, anyone you know that owns a house, and really get in and learn how to use it properly. There's things like pipelines and contact trails, and there's so much in there that can really benefit your business. And if you set that up properly from the beginning, then you've won half the battle, because all your information's there ready to go.
And that's one of the things that I personally myself would tell people, because I'm very strong on that basis, and I started out very strong. And to my staff, I'm always saying, if you put any contact into my database, you've got to make sure they've either got a reminder or I know why they're in there, because otherwise it's a waste of time. And I think sometimes a lot of people think, I'm going to put everyone into my database, but make sure that they're workable, because, otherwise, as you say, it's not much.
And that you're contacting them. Probably the second thing would be that every person you come in contact with, buyer-wise, for example, or appraisal-wise, you do that 9 points of contact in 2 weeks. That's a key thing.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to explain that, because although you and I know what that is, a lot of people don't know that. So 9
points of contact. You get somebody that you've never seen before come to your open home. That's contact point number 1. Contact point number 2 is sending them a text message at the end of the open home, thanking them for coming and telling them you will be calling them later to get feedback for your seller. Contact point 3 is your phone call later on. Contact point 4, depending on how that phone call goes, could be a second inspection, or it could be an email, a note, or a text message. When I say a note, a handwritten card to them, to their address, depending on how that conversation's gone. Handwritten, yes, or an email. People are really excited about handwritten notes at the moment, because they're all sitting at home. So when the mailman arrives, they go, oh, something to read. So that's contact point 4, and that's really just thanking them for their time and or assuring them that if this property wasn't right for them, then perhaps there's another one that you can get. So that one's probably within 4 days. Then at the end, just when you're rolling around to the next lot of open homes, if you haven't seen them or you notice that they haven't popped up on anybody else's open home, I give them a call then. That's number 5. So that's your 5 in your first week. Then if they haven't been to anything, there's more calls, text messages with new listings that have come up, text messages with other agents' listings that have come up that they might be interested in, that you're happy to organise for them, those sort of things. Again, follow up text messages to those other inspections, private inspections that you might have organised with them, another thank you card, and then pop them into the database, and at the end of the month, check in with them again. And you put them into the database, but then number 9 is at the end of that month, check in again and see if they're still a buyer, because they may have bought something with another agent in the area that you're not aware of, and all of a sudden they're a property owner that you've had 8 points or 9 points of contact with. So pop them into your database. Remember to send them an anniversary card at the first anniversary of them purchasing that property, and you've got yourself another client.
And I think that's amazing. And I'd like to say that I could probably count on my fingers the amount of agents that would actually do that. But that's the point of difference, is that they know who Angela is. They know your company because they've got so many points of contact, and there's really no excuse that they don't know who you are because you've done all that. You've set up the framework. And then, because we also know that when we're at open homes or we're working with buyers, that we're on show. So when they do want to go and sell their property, who are they going to call? Angela, So tell me then, we talked about anniversaries because you and I do something similar here. So I think this is really helpful for real estate agents because a lot of them don't do that. Now, once you sell a property, obviously they are our biggest advocates. What do you do with those people?
So we do ask them for testimonials. We have a system, an automated system through Ray White where there's testimonial requests. We also get them to write a testimonial for us that we can use on Facebook or that we can use in some of our printed materials and things like that. I get their permission to allow people that we do appraisals for, so future sellers, to call them to find out what their experience is like, whether it was good or bad, doesn't matter. Here's our last 10 sellers, speak to them and ask them what they thought. And then we send them anniversary cards and things like that.
Yeah. So I think that's it, isn't it? As you say, a database, and then also, the follow-up systems after sales, is that they're going to remember you, because otherwise, if you're just putting them in, you forget them, then they're going to remember the agent that didn't remember them.
Or you're looking on realestate.com and they come up and they list with somebody else and you go, oh, why didn't they list with me? I sold them that house. They've got no idea who you are if you haven't spoken to them. If you haven't sent them a Christmas card, if you haven't sent them an anniversary card, if you haven't called them at the end of the first week to ask them if everything's okay, do they need anything, is there anything that you can help them with? And if you haven't called them at the end of 3 months and said, how are we going? We have on-site sewage treatment plants here and they need to be serviced every 3 months. So we always make sure that we do that 3-month call to make sure that they've had this service, that somehow that hasn't dropped off the system and the local guys servicing it have realised that there's new people there but they're not doing it, or, it's all of those sort of things. Reminding people who are coming onto acreage for the first time to check their water tanks. That's a great call at 3 months or 4 months. Hi guys, I was just thinking about you. Have you checked your water tank because you may need to get chopped up?
That's what puts you guys, or you, ahead of because you do think like that, and then you have those systems in place to be able, to be able to do it, which is great. And I think a lot of real estate agents starting out should take note of that as well, because this is what takes you from being an average agent to an expert.
It's your lifeblood. You've got to look after them.
Yeah, exactly. If we get a bad review, everybody knows. If we get a good review, hardly anyone knows.
That's it. Yeah, exactly right.
Like this. So Angela and I met at ARIC and have been going ever since. How many years have we? Well, we first of all met on Facebook and met up at ARIC.
We did when we worked for a similar firm, same firm.
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years.
I think it's about 6 years.
Because I came over. You came over for a conference with another company.
That's right. Yes.
And I came down there then.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm trying to.
And got roped into packing bags. Don't meet her at a conference. You'll get roped into a job.
Actually, now I remember that. Well, I'd still like to recruit you over here if you'd like, but sorry, don't tell your boss.
Bit too cold, I think.
Oh, get over it. I can give you a nice jacket. So, finishing up, Angela, is there anything else that that you're thinking of at the moment, or something else that would be a great piece of advice for people?
In this particular climate where we're stuck at home and we're doing things, get something down on paper. Write to your sellers, say thanks for the conversation the other day, pop a little note in their mailbox. Here in Australia, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for you guys, post offices are still open, so you can post mail.
Yeah, I was actually hoping that they'd be closed, but the bills still keep coming.
Yeah, no, they still keep coming. But, do that because people are sitting at home and they're bored. They're sick of being inside and they want to read something and they want to look at something and they get so excited. And they send me text messages and say, I got your card. And we go, okay, that's good. So that's probably something for now.
I just remembered something else as well. Christmas cards. How many do you hand write?
Hundreds. hundreds. About
Lady is phenomenal with her.
I think last Christmas was 475 or something.
Yeah, mine must be still on the post. I didn't get it, but that's okay.
Yeah, so 475, and I handwrite them. Yes, we get a printed message in the card, but I handwrite and sign it from Brett and I hand address envelopes. I can't stand receiving Christmas cards with a pre-printed label on it. If you're going to send me a card, send me a card, not the printer.
And that's so personalised, and that's what I love about you, is that you're still there doing that. I'm like talking to you, what are you doing? And I'm just writing in Christmas cards.
I start in October. Like I do start in October, but
pre-organised as well, which is awesome.
Yeah. So we order our Christmas cards late August, early September. Yeah. And then I start writing them in October. And if you write, 5 or 10 a day, and you probably can't, I can probably write 50 a day. Yeah. If I really put my mind to it. But the problem is that you forget to write the nice messages. You get a little bit too quick with it. So if you start early and write just a few a day, 10 a day, and really put your heart and soul into, this will be your first Christmas in your new house with the kids. I hope you've worked out where to put the Christmas tree.
Yeah, nice stuff.
Just things like that. Are you aware that people in your street have a Boxing Eve drinks, or, just things like that. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's so great.
Which is where your database comes in.
Oh, exactly.
Play, because all of those notes are in your contact notes on your CRM.
Exactly.
Or they should
be.
That's
why it's so important to, always add notes and things like that. So,
yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been
That's all right.
Cool, and actually reminded me of a couple of things I need to follow up on.
My pleasure. You're going to buy cards now, aren't you?
No, I can quite clearly tell you no.
Okay.
Not me personally. Sorry, I will not be doing that. But thanks for the advice.
No worries.
Somebody else will do that. So thank you for videoing in with us today, all the way from Brisbane. I hope it's a nice day over there today.
It's actually a beautiful day. We really need a bit of rain, but
really?
Yeah,
no, we've got sunny here, and I'm quite happy with that at the moment. So thank you for this. And if anybody would like to contact Angela, I know that she's always contactable, on Facebook, and she always gets back to you straight away. So feel free if you've got any of those questions about her role and what she does, and any of the other stuff she's mentioned in this video. Thank you very much, Angela. Talk to you later.
See you later. Bye.